Have you ever noticed how quickly a seemingly niche beauty product can just explode?
Totally. One minute it's underground, the next it's everywhere.
Exactly. Capturing attention from, high fashion runways right down to your TikTok feed.
It's like this secret language of sparkle suddenly becomes mainstream.
Precisely. And today we're diving deep into one of those very trends. The eye foil market.
Ah, eye foils. Good topic.
Yeah, these aren't just your average eyeshadows, are they?
Not at all. They're known for that unique, almost like molten shimmer.
And that intense color payoff.
Mm.
It makes them a runaway favorite for, well, anyone wanting that high-impact look.
Right. Fashion-forward consumers, makeup artists, and definitely social media influencers. They love them.
So that's our focus today.
And that's exactly why we're digging into this. Our mission, really, is to unearth the fascinating nuggets from a recent market report on eye foils.
Okay.
We want to understand not just the big numbers, but what's actually driving this demand.
Makes sense. Like, where is the growth happening?
Exactly. Where are the global hotspots? And maybe more importantly, what does this specific trend tell us about the broader cosmetics landscape?
And maybe what it means for you listening in.
Right. Why is this product flourishing now, and what can we learn from it?
Okay, let's unpack this then. The sheer scale of growth here is pretty impressive.
It really is.
This market, it started at just under $300 million back in 2021. To be exact, $297.2 million.
Seems almost small now, doesn't it, given the trajectory?
Well, yeah.
Because if we look at the projections, it's set to hit $385.2 million by 2025.
Okay, steady growth.
But then, get this, by 2033, it's expected to nearly double from that 2021 starting point.
Double? Wow.
Yeah, reaching an impressive $647.1 million.
Okay, so that's definitely not just a fleeting trend.
No way. It represents a really robust compound annual growth rate, or CAGR.
Right, the AAGR.
Of 6.7%. Think about that. That's significant, sustained expansion year over year.
For a product that maybe a few years ago felt quite niche.
Exactly. A specialty item.
So what does this all mean beyond just the impressive numbers? You mentioned drivers.
Right. It's not simply that people suddenly decided they want more sparkle, though maybe that's part of it.
Probably.
But it's a brilliant case study in how innovation really meets consumer demand.
Okay, so with eye foils?
Well, for eye foils, that means these breakthrough formulations are making them surprisingly long-wearing, comfortable.
Which wasn't always the case with intense metallics.
Not at all. And easier to apply, too. That's a real game changer for achieving those bold looks without being a pro makeup artist.
Gotcha. And you mentioned broader trends.
Yeah, the shift towards eco-friendly production is huge here.
Especially with glittery products, I imagine.
Precisely. For something like eye foils that often uses shimmer particles, things like sustainable sourcing and better packaging become a powerful differentiator.
Attracting maybe a different kind of consumer.
Absolutely. You get that whole wave of conscious consumers who might otherwise hesitate with traditional glitters.
Okay, that makes sense. Innovation plus sustainability.
Now, what's fascinating here is how this global shimmer isn't, spread evenly.
Right, markets rarely are.
Different regions contribute in really unique ways. And understanding the individual stories, well, that reveals where the true engines of expansion are.
Okay, so let's break that down. Where should we start? North America.
Good place to start. It's consistently been the largest contributor.
Okay, so what are the numbers there?
Well, North America generated over $105 million in revenues back in 2021.
A big chunk of the total, then.
Definitely. And that's projected to more than double, hitting nearly $224 million by 2033.
Wow. And the growth rate?
It's maintaining a solid 6.4% annual growth, that CAGR.
Still strong. And within North America, is it mainly the U.S.?
Yeah, the United States clearly dominates. Its market alone is expected to reach over $156 million by 2033.
Okay.
And that's largely driven by, well, strong overall cosmetic consumption.
Sure, big market.
And critically, that pervasive influence of social media marketing, turning trends into must-haves almost overnight.
Yeah, influencer power. What about Canada and Mexico?
Canada also shows notable growth, actually a slightly higher CAGR at 6.9%.
Oh, interesting. Why is that?
The report points to its expanding beauty retail sector. More availability, more access.
Makes sense. And Mexico?
Mexico demonstrates steady demand, too, growing at a 6% CAGR. So it really shows how these established beauty markets are still finding new ways to grow, even with niche products.
Okay, so North America is solid, established, still growing. But the sparkle isn't just contained there, is it?
Not at all.
Let's jet across the Atlantic. How's Europe looking? It's always a powerhouse.
It really is. Europe was valued at over $90 million in 2021, so not far behind North America then.
Right.
And it's expected to more than double, too, potentially reaching $205.1 million by 2033.
And the growth rate there.
Even stronger, actually. A 7.1% CAGR overall for Europe.
Okay, faster than North America. Which countries are driving that?
You see really robust growth across key European markets. Italy, for instance, is pegged to lead with an 8% CAGR.
8%. Okay.
Yeah. And then Germany and France are both sitting at a very healthy 7.3% CAGR each.
That's widespread.
It reflects broad demand, really, coming from both the high-end luxury segment.
Which Europe is famous for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also the more accessible mass market channels. But here's where it gets really interesting in Europe.
Oh.
Go on.
Luxembourg.
Luxembourg.
Yeah. Despite its smaller size, it actually leads globally in growth rate. Get this, an astonishing 8.9% CAGR.
Whoa. Okay, why Luxembourg? That seems unexpected.
Well, the thinking is it showcases how specific, often affluent markets with high disposable incomes
Right.
and maybe a strong affinity for luxury and these kind of niche beauty products can become disproportionately significant drivers in emerging trends. It's not just a fluke.
That is fascinating. A small country leading global growth. Okay, moving eastward then.
Yeah.
Asia Pacific.
Yeah.
That region always shows huge promise in beauty.
Absolutely. And it's living up to it here. It's expanding from about $66 million in 2021
to almost $149 million projected by 2033. That holds a solid 7% CAGR overall for the region.
Very strong. China must be a big part of that.
China, as you might expect, leads the region in terms of market size. It's projected to reach over $67 million by 2033.
Makes sense, given their booming beauty and skincare industry overall.
For sure. But here's something to really emphasize in Asia Pacific. India.
India, what's happening there?
India posts one of the highest growth rates worldwide for eye foils. An 8% CAGR.
Matching Italy's rate? Wow. Why such strong growth in India?
Well, the report suggests it's partly rising disposable incomes, of course.
Okay.
But also it's about a younger, really dynamic demographic that's rapidly embracing more expressive, bolder beauty looks.
And maybe cultural factors, too, celebrating vibrant color.
That likely plays a role, too, yeah. Now, interestingly, Australia.
Yes.
It mirrors Luxembourg with that same 8.9% CAGR.
No way. So another high-growth, developed market there.
Exactly. Showing similar patterns, perhaps sophisticated consumers adopting these niche trends quite quickly.
Fascinating parallel.
And then there's Southeast Asia as a subregion.
Okay.
This emerges as the fastest growing region overall.
Faster than 8.9%.
The whole subregion, yeah. It's expected to nearly triple its market size by 2033, with a staggering 9.5% CAGR.
9.5%.
Yeah.
That's incredible. A true explosion of demand there.
It really suggests that.
Okay, so Asia Pacific is definitely a hotbed. What about Latin America? Are they part of this momentum?
They definitely are. Latin America is adding to this global shimmer, you could say.
Led by Brazil, I assume. Usually a case.
Yep, led by Brazil. It's growing at a robust 7.8% CAGR.
Still very strong.
And projected to hit $19 million by 2033.
And other countries in the region.
It's not just Brazil. Countries like Colombia, Peru, and Chile are following very closely.
Oh, yeah.
Their growth rates are projected between 8.1% and 8.5% CAGR. Really impressive.
That is impressive. What does that tell us?
It really illustrates how these global beauty trends are permeating new markets quite effectively now.
Even in emerging economies.
Exactly. It indicates this widespread desire for these high-impact looks isn't confined to developed nations. Beauty influence is truly becoming borderless.
Good point. Okay, so we've covered the big growth areas. What about the Middle East and Africa? How do they fit in?
Well, that region presents a slightly different narrative, at least for eye foils specifically.
Okay, how so? Slower growth.
Yeah, significantly slower progress here. Egypt's OGR, for example, is projected at just 2.9%.
Oh, quite low compared to others.
Very low. Turkey is around 3.9%, and South Africa is similar, at 2.8%.
So what's holding it back there?
Well, the report indicates more limited expansion in this particular product category for the region. It highlights potential challenges.
Right.
Things like economic constraints, perhaps. Consumers might prioritize staple goods over more discretionary beauty purchases like eye foils.
Right, makes sense.
And also potentially lower overall beauty product penetration compared to some of the more developed markets we've discussed.
So it's just not as established a category yet.
It seems that way. Although Nigeria does show a little more promise with a 3.9% CAGR, similar to Turkey.
Okay.
But the region as a whole definitely lags behind in the iFoil segment specifically.
Hmm.
It's a good reminder that, not all trends explode uniformly everywhere at the same time.
Absolutely, context matters. Okay, so to kind of wrap up our deep dive into the iFoil market,
Yeah, let's summarize.
it's clearly flourishing globally. That much is certain. Europe and Asia Pacific seem to be leading in terms of the rate of growth.
Especially those hotspots like Italy, Luxembourg, India, Australia, and Southeast Asia.
Right. While North America continues to drive steady and really substantial demand in terms of dollar value.
Absolutely, it's still the biggest piece of the pie.
And Latin America is really emerging as an exciting new frontier for this kind of sparkle.
Definitely one to watch.
It's a really dynamic picture, isn't it? How a single product type can capture the world's attention like this.
That's right. And what this truly tells us, I think, is that factors like innovation in formulations.
Making them easier to use, longer lasting.
Exactly. Plus that growing focus on eco-conscious packaging, which we talked about.
Mm.
And of course, smart, digitally driven beauty marketing, all of these things will continue to fuel this expansion.
So it's not just luck.
Not at all. These factors are transforming what might have seemed like a niche product just a few years ago into one of the most dynamic and rapidly growing sectors within cosmetics over the next decade.
It's fascinating, this whole deep dive into iFoils, it really shows us how quickly these specialized products can become global powerhouses.
Driven by that potent mix of social media, real innovation, and shifting consumer tastes.
Yeah. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other product categories or trends do you think are out there, maybe flying under the radar right now, but are poised for that kind of explosive growth?
That's a great question. What's the next iFoil?
Exactly. And what does this whole phenomenon really tell us about how we understand market growth in today's world? This interconnected, incredibly fast-paced modern world. Something to think about.